They got the Bar-B-Coon sandwiches. Well, let's see what y'all think. All right. Okay, we're getting ready to brine this bad boy. And what I've done is I've got some ice. I've got a bed of ice in there. And we're going to put this thing in that ice. We're going to add a little bit of salt and sugar. And we're going to let this thing sit for about 24 hours. Brining's a great way to get rid of some of that gamey taste. Primarily, the idea is to allow the meat to soak in the water and stay juicy. Now, raccoon meat, to my knowledge, is a pretty greasy meat. So, we're really doing more to get rid of the gamey taste than we are to make the meat retain juiciness. We'll brine this for 24 hours, then we will boil it for about 2 hours. And with that, alright, we've curled this bad boy up in some ice and we're going to brine him. I'm going to use some water and some ice. That water and ice is going to cool that meat down. Now, I've had them in the refrigerator for a day. We're going to fill that bad boy up with water. Add a little salt and some sugar, and we're going to let him sit for 24 hours. Alright, so once we get him good and covered up with the water, we're going to add the salt and sugar mix. Now, I've got about a little over 2 cups of salt that I'm going to put into this, and about 2/3 of a cup of sugar. And we're just going to put that in there. We'll give it a little mix. We'll let it sit. I'll check the ice regularly and just make sure that it stays cold. That salt and that ice is going to get super cold, and we ought to get some of the gaminess out of this meat, and we ought to be ready to cook him tomorrow. Alright, well, that coon has been brining for about 24 hours, and so now I'm just going to prepare some vegetables for boiling, and that there. Now I'm just going to chunk these up. Nothing special. Nothing special at all. We just want a little bit of extra flavor in there as we boil that coon. So we're going to put, I'm telling you, there's not an exact science with how much of this. How many carrots? Well, I got 5 here, but I would say enough. If they were smaller, I may have 6 or 7. Got a couple of those spots off there. So we'll put that in there. And then we got some celery. Now, don't hate me, but I'm not a celery fan. Raw celery, at least. But I do appreciate the flavor profile it adds to a soup, a roast, whatnot. So we're going to add some celery. How much celery, you ask? Well, enough. Again, it's no exact science, but we're going to make sure we have enough in there. Now, since I'm not cooking these to consume, I'm not real concerned with the size of the pieces. If you're cutting for anything else, like you're cutting potatoes or something, you want to cut them a little more uniformly than I'm cutting these. just so that they cook evenly. But since this is just for flavor, we're not going to worry about it. Got us an onion, so we're going to cut that onion. And I think we're only going to use about half of that onion. Get all that out of the way. So, I'm going to slice it. We'll use that much. How much? Enough. Just a little bit more flavor. Alright, we got our vegetables prepped. That water is just about boiling, so now I need to trim and quarter that coon up that's been brining for 24 hours. Alright, we have got our coon that has been brining for 24 hours. And I'm just going to go to trimming. We're going to try to get a bunch of this fat off. Try not to lose too much of the meat. But yeah, all that fat. You don't want to get rid of every bit of fat. However, this some gun was thick. Yeah. Get rid of all that. There's probably somebody out there who is in their overalls roasting their possum watching this video going, he's getting rid of the best part. That boy don't know what he's doing. Well, I can tell you to a certain degree that may be true. If I make a tragic mistake, you probably want to leave a comment in the comment section telling me exactly what went wrong and what I need to do to remedy it. Everything I read says coon is a pretty greasy meat, so I don't want to give him any more opportunity than necessary, because I'm not a huge fan of super greasy meat. You wanna know something funny? That is shot from a shotgun round. I shot this coon with a 22 in the head. So somebody had tried to get at this coon beforehand. I'm gonna have to be real careful as we go through this. I was not expecting to find shot in this meat. Whew, look at all that. Darn. Like picking up a puppy. And I went back and forth as to how I really wanted to do this, but we're going to quarter this bad boy, I think, just to get him in that pot. And we're going to have what my son has officially dubbed as Bar-B-Coon. So, alright, so we got a pretty good amount of fat trimmed off of it. So, we're going to go to work separating some of this. We got another leg. There's another leg. A little coon loin. Now we got that out of the way. There we go. One more little piece of fat. And then we'll drop that buddy off in there too. So I'm going to go wash this up, get rid of the debris here, and then we'll get to cooking that bad boy. Alright, water's just about at a full boil. We've trimmed the fat off of this coon, and so we're going to start putting that meat in the pot. Once we get them in there, we'll add our veggies, and we'll add our We'll add our veggies and we'll add our seasoning. There's a leg. There's one more leg. There's a leg, one more again. And we got one more leg. Now we got a coon in the pot. I'm going to add the onion. Going to add the celery and carrot. Alright, we got our veggies and our coon in there. Now I'm going to be generous with a little salt. My idea here is to flavor the meat, to boil off a lot of the grease and fat that happens naturally in that coon. And then what we'll do is we'll take the boiled meat just as it's come to a point where it's about to fall off the bone, and then we'll grill it. And I got some special barbecue sauce, and it's going to be good. So we're going to put the lid on it for right now, and we're going to wait it out. Alright, it's been about an hour and a half. We're going to check this. I think we're going to want it to go for 2 hours, but we'll check it just to be certain. Yeah. Meat's getting good and cooked. Still not quite falling off the bone yet. Still a little tough. We're going to let it go. And that, slinging vegetables everywhere. That is what we end up with afterwards. Now, I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to put it on a cutting board. I'm going to pat it dry with some paper towels. And then we're going to sauce it up. We're going to put it on the grill. Get a nice crisp edge on the skin. And then we're going to use some of the special barbecue sauce, which is actually just Stubbs barbecue sauce. Let me make sure you can see that. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had Stubbs, but Stubbs Original is the best barbecue sauce. I was going to make some, but I decided, let's keep it simple. Why not? I'm going to use some Stubbs. So we're going to let that dry, and then we'll sauce it up and put it on the grill. Zeke, what do you think?
He's like, I'd eat it.
You smell that coon? You've been drooling ever since I brought that thing home. Yeah, what do you think, boy? Oh, you don't want to be on the camera?
You come around to this side and smell it, though.
Smell that coon? You better leave it. You better leave it.
Leave it, Zeke. Zeke, no.
Hey. All right, so we are going to sauce this bad boy up. We'll do it in a bowl. Any bone pieces I find while I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and pick off just to make sure we don't get any bones later. So I got my Stubbs Original, and I'm just going to sauce that somewhat liberally. Get that other back leg in. Kai's got his friend Carson going to come over and try some coon with us. What we're going to do is we're going to grill this. I'm going to pull it off the bone, and we're going to have what Kai has deemed Bar-B-Coon sandwiches. So we're going to pull it off. It'll kind of be like pulled pork, but that's the way we're going to do it. Yeah, liberal with the sauce, because Stubbs is some good stuff. For those of you in Carthage and Panola County, Stubbs is like the old Daddy Sam's barbecue sauce, only it's got a little bit more kick to it, a little bit more pepper in it. So if that gives you a frame of reference for what Stubbs tastes like, get a close-up of that. Get a close-up of Zeke investigating. You want some of that coon? Huh? You want some of that coon, Zeke? Do you? Let's see here. That is our sauced up coon. My grill is just about ready. So next time you see us, we'll be at the grill. We're going to put this coon on here. Ooh, listen to that. Ooh. What I'm talking about. Alright, now let's put this big boy on here. Yeah. Yeah! What I'm talking about. We ain't gonna let none of that good barbecue sauce go to waste. Few things are more tragic than poverty, hipsters, and wasted barbecue sauce. Well, there's probably a lot more things more tragic than that, but dang if those things ain't something to lament over. Alright, well, we're going to leave this on here. I'm going to back this flame off just a little bit. We don't want to cook it too fast. We're going to close it up and we'll see what we have when we come back. Alright. Okay, we come out here to turn our coon. Ooh, it's a little hot. We definitely got the crispy on the outside of it. Luckily we ain't eating that skin and stuff. I'm gonna have to turn that over. We're gonna back that fire off just a little bit more. It's got some good tender meat on it. It'll be good. Alright, now that we got that sauce locked in there, yeah. I think we're going to pull it and we're going to take it in. We're going to let it set for a second. I don't know, can you see that? That's good looking right there. We're going to take it inside. Turn my fire off. And we're going to fix her up. Alright, back inside. As with any sinuous protein, we're going to let this sit. And we're going to do so. We're going to let the meat rest. Let the juices go back into it. The stuff that has come out. Some of that skin. Stuff is crispy. That one got a little too done. We're going to let it rest. We're going to let it rest for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Should be fine. I'm going to check it at that point. Once it finishes resting, we're going to pull the meat off the bones. We're going to double check for any bone pieces around those ends where we clip the bones. And then we're going to wrap it up and we're going to put it in the oven and let it just kind of bake for a little bit and with some sauce, and let it get good and covered in that sauce. And then we got some company coming over and it'll be time to eat. Alright, so we've let our meat rest here. Now I'm just going to pull some of this fat away.
No,
he's okay, he can't get to it. I'm going to pull some of this fat back. Some of that skin. See, there's another bone piece. We want to make sure to keep away from that.
Someone's sure excited about the raccoon.
Well, if nobody likes it, he'll be real excited about it. Now, let's get down into that meat. Yeah, it's dark, rich meat. It is what it is. That meat's tender, I'll tell you that. Get back. So we got somebody wanting to be a sampler. You better get back. Now the kids have already tried a little sample of this. Even Ashlyn tried some of it, my daughter, and she said it was pretty good. So.
What are you talking about? Especially me. He's the one who's picky.
Well, yeah, but most little old girls won't eat weird stuff. I know you're different, but she's always been my eating buddy for weird stuff. Kai tried some, he liked it. Yeah, I could see how this would be real greasy. I could see that. Hopefully some of the steps we took to cook it means it's less greasy than it normally would be. That don't look bad at all. See? I done messed up now.
What, you gave some to Zeke?
Mm-hmm. This old fatty, gristly piece. Alright, now with Zeke, get back. We're going to try to pull some of this. Just going to shred it with a fork. So we can have our Bar-B-Coon sandwiches. I was told by some that this was the preferred medium for eating coon in a sandwich like this. So that's how we're trying it. I've also been told you do not want to eat this cold. I could see that, all that fat congealing. Although this really isn't all that bad, especially pulling the select pieces, cutting even more fat, boiling it first to get some of that fat and grease off of it, grilling it next, let some of that drip out of it. That really just kind of looks like brisket, honestly. I mean, somebody gonna eat a pulled pork sandwich. I don't know why they wouldn't eat a Bar-B-Coon sandwich. Well, don't look too shabby. Now, I'm going to toss it with some of this Stubbs original. And we're going to put that in the oven until our company gets here. Look pretty good. Alright, we got our taste testers here. They're going to test this Bar-B-Coon sandwich. Now, let's put one together.
I'll take the first one.
Alright. Warmed buns. You gotta have the warmed buns.
God.
And then we're going to
Ladies first. I take it first.
Bar-B-Coon on that sandwich.
I call first one.
And then we'll just a little drizzle barbecue sauce on there. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Now, kids, this may want to make you slap your mama, but don't. Hey, why don't you all try them together at the same time?
No.
How about that? You can wait just a second.
No.
You can wait just a second. Yeah, everybody do it at the same time. One more like that. Go, Carson.
I want to eat it so bad. I'm gonna take some for lunch tomorrow if it's good. Wait, tomorrow's Sunday. Oh, I mean Monday.
You better not take it to school. You'll have people trying to steal your lunch. And bullies be trying to steal your Bar-B-Coon sandwich.
They're gonna think it's barbecue, and I'm gonna tell them it's ragu.
There you go.
Sandwich.
All right, they got their sweet tea. They got the Bar-B-Coon sandwiches. Well, let's see what y'all think.
It's like regular barbecue sandwich.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to get mine apart.
Just pull, just pull.
It's good.
Is it good?
It's a little spicy.
Oh, is it a little spicy?
Not really.
Yeah, Stubbs original is a little peppery.
This is just a big old chunk.
That barbecue sauce is just a little peppery. But overall, what y'all think? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Amazing.
How? Ashley, I got 2 thumbs up and 1 mouthful. That's it. Now, the real trick would be to see if Jessica would eat a sandwich.
Come on, Mom.
Can I try just some meat without the sandwich?
Yeah, you can try just some meat. Well, I don't see anybody spitting it out. I don't see anybody drinking a glass of tea after every bite.
I haven't drank one since the beginning of it. I'm faithful.
So that must mean it's all right.
This is the best tea I've ever tasted. It's so good. Tastes like Stubbs barbecue sauce.
It doesn't taste like anything weird.
No.
All right, there you have it, folks. We got some happy customers.
It tastes different, but it tastes good.
We got some happy customers, and we got the sandwich almost completely eaten already, so Ashlyn must be okay with it. They going to town on it. Well, that means I don't have to buy anything else. We don't have to get an emergency dinner.
Raccoon.
Now, it wouldn't be right for me to just push this off on the kids. I'm going to have one too. I'm kidding, it's good.
I thought you were actually fixing to do it.
No.
I thought it was actually fixing to throw up all over the place.
Actually, not bad. Not bad at all. So, I'm going to finish my sandwich here. And while I do that, go to www.antiochoutfitters.com. Pick up a knife, a tent.
A Bar-B-Coon sandwich?
We ain't got Bar-B-Coon sandwiches on there. We do have a few t-shirts left. And so, get you a t-shirt. They're $15. Everything is $5 flat rate shipping. If you live local, you can put in local pickup. You don't have to pay shipping. And you can come by the office and pick it up from Kyle, or we can figure out a way to get it to you. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day. Be safe, stay sharp, and God bless.